You're listening to Bustin Chops Callin Shots.
All right, welcome to the show, everyone. Back for another one. Hey, look, 2 in a row for me. If I do this again next week, I'll be on a winning streak, 3 in a row. So, John, you can start giving me shit about not being here.
Well, hey, look, everybody grab your parka. The big blizzard is coming and Armageddon is happening because Chop is working 2 weeks in a row.
Hey, man, I do my best.
Giving Cal Ripken a run for his money.
Yeah, look at me. Absolutely. Just call me Iron Man. All right. How's your week been, boys?
AJ?
Oh, yeah, man. It's, what can I say, right? Back to school here in Tennessee. I know it's a little early for some of you guys on the East Coast. Yeah, we're back already.
August the 2nd of August.
I know. Yeah.
When I was in school, we didn't go back till after Labor Day, which was great.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what's better, right? Like, you go back earlier, you get out earlier. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Here for us, it's just like it flew by, right? So that's the biggest thing that we're just like, wow, summer's
you lost
over.
A month of it.
So we're starting to pack lunches now, getting up a little earlier. My wife's, now it's a matter of we're back to who's making the lunch, the more who's taking the kid to school. Why didn't I wash their lunch pail last night? So it's a whole new phase of life now. So yeah, we're loving it.
Sounds like fun. But hey, on the bright side, fall is just around the corner. Kids are back in school, so fall is coming.
Fall again.
I don't know about here in Tennessee. It's gonna
really
be hot. Fall hits. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty hot here for a while. But
yeah, we'll usually be hot through August. But like I don't know, middle of September, first week of September, it starts to cool off here.
Yeah,
not too bad.
Yeah.
John, how you been?
You feeling a little down, buddy? You're feeling like
I've been under the weather, been sick, but it's all right. Unlike Chop, I push through for the people. The people need winners. They want winners, and that's what I did again tonight. The Toronto Blue Jays, we get the win, tie season high, 31 games over. And I just want to say, tomorrow's the Hall of Fame game, right? I'm going to get a free play on that. But I had a guy, he hasn't been playing. He paid for the whole year, and he took a break. Really great guy, but he's like, hey, are you back hot? And I said, let me explain something. He goes, it's going to be a hard way to get to 150. So I pulled this up. Last year in college football, 117 wins, 65 losses, 52 games over 500 for 65.3%. NFL, 136 and 68, 68 games over for 66.8%. College basketball, we finished 179, 36, and 9, a horrible tournament, but we still finished 43 games over. I still got those 3 seasons, the NBA regular season, the NHL regular season. Mm-hmm. There is nobody better. In the preseason, I went back. I just gave the preseason plays out as freebies, right?
Yep, we did, all of them. 23 and 5. So if you don't get on, you're missing the boat. He's like, I got another guy. Listen, if you got another guy, you don't need me. It's all hustle and bustle sales. I grind. I love the week 1 in the NFL. I love the college football week 1. I like the preseason games for week 1. I'm telling you, there's nobody better. I'm still going after the horrendous start. Horrendous. Just bone chilling. I'm still going to finish 150 games over because there's nobody better. Every calendar year, like clockwork, this will be the 14th year in a row. Now, will I hit 288 like last year? No, but I've never had that many. But I'll hit 150, maybe 180. I think 200.
Maybe 169. And the pup is doing well. I did rename her, though.
Good. Vanilla was a little...
I renamed her because she's very loving. She gives me kisses all the time, and she loves smelling my crotch. So I've now officially named her Aaron Dolan.
Oh, God. I knew it was coming. As soon as he said,
as
soon as he went into it.
Look, if I ever find a woman love me like this dog does, I'm in there like swimwear.
Yeah.
Is that seriously what you named her?
No, it's not.
Yeah,
no, he didn't.
I would believe him if he said it.
I mean, I would too, but I at least hold out hope that his brain's not completely gone. Just mostly.
She's fully potty trained. She's a keeper. I picked up my
1 weekend fully potty trained. That's great.
Fully potty trained.
Look at you.
But she's starting to chew, so we're having a little.
That's going to last.
You need to get her like stuff to chew on.
Yeah, I got some of that. And then my daughter, picked her up and took her to volleyball this morning. So when my daughter got out of the car, because my daughter's a little shy around her, right? Because she doesn't like dogs hopping on her. And of course, it's just a little mini golden deal, but
So Aaron Dolan gets up on the dash like with
Her
her
name
nose
is not
pressed
Aaron Dolan.
to the glass, and it's like like all sad that Lydia was going to volleyball.
Oh, there you go. Okay,
So yeah, she's a permanent fixer, little Dolan.
So creepy.
Well, you know what? For those of you that watched the YouTube, actually in the intro, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I did include. I was gonna just have a shot of Josh for his intro, but I did include a shot of you holding the dog because I couldn't when I was watching it as I was editing it, I couldn't help, but I was like, I have to include that because we talked about the dog all last episode, so we gave the people a shot of Aaron. So.
Don't you do it too. No, do not encourage him. Do not encourage bad behavior.
Blonde.
Jesus.
But yeah, it's funny because when my day's done, right, when I'm done like running around the softball practice, basketball practice, studying, whatever, doing my work day, I sit in my recliner here and turn on a sports gambling show that I like on YouTube. And she crawls right up on my shoulder, man, just like a little baby. So, and then she'll like occasionally lick my ear, and I'll be like, "Dolan, stop!" God.
Hey, I'm taking one out of your book. I'm actually coaching flag football this year.
All right.
Nice.
Now, how old's your son again?
He's 7.
7. Okay.
So he's in the 6 to 8 year old division, and he played last year. It was a big learning experience for both of us, and so I took the volunteer spot to coach, got the head coaching position for the Saints.
For the Saints?
Playoffs! So
we're going to see AJ out there with a bunch of 7-year-old kids just starstruck when he's like, they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, little Sean Payton over here. So, it's going to be fun. I mean, look, they're 6, 7 years, 8 years old. So, I'm excited to kind of just get to the fundamentals. We're not going to make it too complicated. This is a fun league. We're not out there to win, every single game, or there's no playoffs involved. There's no tournament, championships or whatever. So I'm excited. So John, I hope I carry on your legacy, in a way that's respectable.
Well, look, there's nothing like, I know we're veering off a little bit here, but I think one of the greatest things that God can ever call you to do is be able to help kids.
Yeah.
Right. And
Absolutely.
so, even though sometimes like when my daughter doesn't, go after a ground ball like I want her to or whatever, and I think about, grabbing a bat and that's a bad analogy. But you still love coaching them and all that. And I'm the same way with my 8-9-year-old team. Like, I just want them to have fun because they don't know what they want. They're kids. I mean, it changes daily. One day they want to play volleyball. The next day they want to do gymnastics. So just let them have fun. Every parent thinks their kid's like Peyton Manning at 7 years old. And it's like, look, I've been blessed enough to coach college athletes before. And for your kid even to get to like a junior college is like extraordinary. So just let them be kids, and then you can figure all that stuff out as they get 9th, 10th grade.
Yeah, for sure. And especially like at this age, and I think it actually translates to every single age, right? All the way from elementary to middle school, junior high school, and college. You have to teach the game in a way that they are perceiving the information in a way and processing it in a way that they understand. So if you have to change your coaching style a little bit to make sure that you are keeping them engaged and interested and understanding, that's going to be I think the most fun part is just, is just kind of having fun with trying to translate this very complicated thing into a thing that they understand. So yeah, that I'm really excited about.
100%. Have fun, man. Enjoy it.
Yeah, it'll be a good time for sure.
Yeah.
All right, boys, let's dig into a little sports talk here. We'll kick it off with Major League Baseball. The trade deadline has come and gone, and man, there were some fireworks at the end of it, weren't there? 2 big ones. Max Scherzer headed to the Rangers, and you're going to get Justin Verlander back in Houston. 2 big moves.
Won't die.
I know.
Swear the Astros are like Freddy Krueger. How many freaking movies do I got to watch of this?
I sent you that text as soon as I saw it. I was like, he's right. They will not die. They just keep coming back.
Just when I think I called it right, they get Verlander. And this is a bigger indictment on the New York Mets. I'm so sick and tired I can't even watch it anymore. And I do like watching it during football season because I think the worldwide leader of layoffs does a good job with that with NFL Live. Like nice. I love the host. What's her name?
I'm sure you do.
No, really. She's very educated. I can't think of her name right now. And Marcus Spears. I think Ryan Clark has no idea what he's talking about. He's had too many concussions. But Orvalowski, like I love NFL.
Yeah,
Amia Hahn. The NFL Live, they do a great job. But like I am so sick and tired of hearing about the New York Mets, the New York Yankees, the New York Jets, the Dallas Cowboys, the Lakers. They all suck. Can we talk about a good team? Just one? Just one. Like, that's all I get shoved down my throat is Jets, Cowboys, Mets, Yankees. They blow. And look, the Mets, you're never going to win. Never.
No. And they're spending so much, like they're paying Scherzer and Verlander both so much money to pitch against them. So that's
they're eating the contract almost. Yeah. It's just crazy. I'm like,
I think what was it on Scherzer? They have to pay like $35 million of his contract this year. Like,
and then if he pitches like 140 innings or something next year, it's like astronomical. It's like 63 million or something stupid. And I'm just like, God, man,
they are not good money managers at all.
No, I mean, look, the Mets, what a disaster.
Not very good.
Rangers, Scherzer to the Rangers. Scherzer and Montgomery. Nope. Listen, I've said all along, I called Orioles Rangers back in May. Everybody laughed at me, thought I was high on the cocaine. It turns out I was just doing what I do, picking winners. I'm telling you, this puts the only thing that scares me is those daggum Astros.
Yeah.
Because look, when Verlander's home life with Kate Upton's good, he can start wheeling and dealing on that mound, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's filthy.
No.
I think it's big for the Rangers. We talked about, though, they needed help, right? They needed some starting pitching help. They get it. They get Scherzer. They get Montgomery. Obviously, Verlander going back to Houston is big for them, and they're starting to kind of put it all together at the right time like Houston does. I mean, we thought they were dead, gone, over with at the first half of the season, and then here they come again. So not surprising for Houston.
Getting healthy now.
They're getting healthy. They're getting hot at the right time. It just goes to show, I think, Houston, a really well-run organization. Like, they continue to find ways to make that team better, to make that franchise better. They continue to make these runs. So I can't say it's all that surprising. You kind of, at this point, have started to expect it out of the Astros. Not really a shocker anymore.
Yeah.
The Phillies, though, I know you're really high on them. They get a little starting pitching.
They're hot, dude. The Phillies, I almost gave them out again. The Phillies are hot, and they get Lorenzen. Michael Lorenzen. If you can be an all-star with the Detroit Tigers, you're a badass.
That's also true. So, I mean, each team has to have one, but yeah, he's very good.
Yeah, and he goes tomorrow. He gets the call on the bump, so I like him. Again, I just think I've said all along, Orioles, Rangers, Phillies. Look, Phillies, Braves. I don't want to hear the Dodgers. I know they got Lance Lynn, but he pitched against the A's. I mean, I don't even know why the A's are still playing games. They should go ahead and pack their bags, go home. So, but apparently there's a snag. I did hear this whole Vegas thing might not happen now.
Something with the stadium. I did see that today, where they don't like the stadium, the renderings or the design of what the stadium's going to look like.
Just move the freaking team to Vegas and get it over with. Let them play there in the Bellagio fountain if you need to.
Yeah, the team's not staying in Oakland. That's not going to happen. So they have to go to Vegas at this point.
So
that'll get done.
Yeah, but the Phillies, their lineup, Schwarber, Harper, Castanella, like the Phillies is a tough lineup. The only team that can pitch against them is Atlanta. So it's going to be Atlanta and Philly in the National League.
Yep. I agree with that. Hey, but your Orioles get better. They add Flaherty, so nice pickup for them.
Yeah, but you know what?
I expected more out of them at the trade deadline, honestly.
I was a little disappointed because I really wanted them to get Dylan Cease, and it didn't happen. But whatever.
I was surprised Cease didn't move at the deadline. I really expected him to.
Yeah. So right now, your World Series odds: Braves 3-1, Dodgers plus 450. For whatever reason, the Tampa Bay Rays are still up there at plus 650. Astros plus 700 would be a very nice play. Mm-hmm. Rangers plus 800, very nice play. Orioles plus 1,200. But look, you need to put a little money on the Phillies plus 1,900.
Yep.
I mean, plus
Good
1,900 is really good value. And look, the Phillies to win.
There's a chance.
Yeah, the Phillies to win the National League plus 1,000. I mean, look, the Phillies, they were just there. You know, I know the Braves got more pitchers than, anybody, but I like the Phillies.
Yep. Well, the Marlins, they add some bats. Josh Bell, Jake Berger. So
yeah, Marlins suck. They're still the Marlins.
I mean, they added some firepower though. That's good.
Tomato. They're still the Marlins. I mean, if you saw them goofy uniforms in that ugly stadium they play in, dear God.
Yeah, it's true. Padres though, adding some batting help and a pitcher.
I don't know what they're doing. They're so far out of this thing. They're not. There's no way.
You don't think they can make a run?
Absolutely not. They blow.
How far out are they?
Who, the Padres?
Yeah,
like a gazillion games.
Hold a gazillion. Man,
yeah, they're not
count that high.
Yeah, carry the 3, count the toe on the right.
Not very good, but there were some worse than us. I guess that's one positive way to look at it.
Yeah, the Athletics, they're definitely worse.
Yeah, so the Padres, if you're just looking here, just from wild card purposes, well, they're 4 games back of the wild card, but they got to hop like 6
4
teams.
games is not a gazillion.
Yeah, it is. They're the Padres. They blow.
You said that last year, and then they kind of came on hot.
Well, look,
at the end.
with that lineup, they should be. I mean, they should be leading the National League with that lineup and Snell and Darvish. I mean, it's not for lack of talent.
Yeah,
it's not for lack of talent. I really want to go to a game in San Diego. I like that warehouse in left field.
Yeah,
I really want to go to a game out there.
Warehouse?
Hey, I have a proposition for you. Are you willing to go see a 49ers game with me in September?
Who, me?
Yeah, you. Or both of you. I mean, hey, more than me.
Yeah, sure.
September what?
I think it's like the 10th. It's the 10th.
Maybe.
10th.
We got a date on the 30th, so that's out.
Yeah, the 10th.
Yeah, we're going to Rocky Top. Watch them play the Cox.
That's right. Hey, nice shirt, by the way. I meant to mention that earlier. I like that. I just ordered me a new jersey today, actually.
There you go. Who'd you get?
Oh, it's like just a generic, like, number 1.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I have a black one, and I needed an orange one, so.
Yeah, I need to pick up some Tennessee gear.
There was a guy when I was in Vegas last year for week 10 of the NFL, as I was out there 3 times last year during football, and he rolled by me with a white, Reggie White Tennessee jersey, and I was like, ooh, dude, that is sick.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That was sick.
Yeah. Reggie White would be cool. You only find, like, Kamara and Manning jerseys anymore to buy. Like,
yeah, and you can't buy Kamara because then people think, you're going to beat him up or drive a car at 800 miles an hour. Or,
But to answer your question, Josh, I don't know. San Francisco sounds nice. What's
wine country?
What's the proposition? Oh yeah, we know you love your Sauvignon Blanc.
My Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah, I'm gonna be out there for. My wife has to be out there for work, so we have to go early. So I'll be there for the weekend. So, seeing if there's something we can get into. I'll get you guys the details later.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah. All right, jump to the next one here. Angels buyers at the deadline. Really, they bought a whole lot of nothing. Didn't really improve all that much. They had Giolito, but
I told you. Oh, we're all in. Yep. Lucas freaking Giolito.
Yeah, they were all
in.
And
he pitched today, as a matter of fact. And I don't know what the score ended up, but it was 12-3 at one point. They were getting destroyed by the Braves. So I'm glad that it's going to play out just like I said. He's going to walk and you're not going to get anything for him. There's no way he's staying with the Angels.
No, I just don't
again,
see
unless Tony Danza and Danny Glover are coming back.
That's what they need at this point. So
the Angels will never be good.
No,
put it on the board.
Put it on the board.
Yeah, basically you can. I think at this point,
the Angels will not make the playoffs till Danny Glover and Tony Danza come back for a bottle of Sauvignon Blanc.
Wait, wasn't Matthew McConaughey in that movie too? Yeah,
Angels in the outfield.
Angels in the outfield. What was
he was a center fielder. He was the guy that the Angel picked up and he caught the ball.
a very young Matthew
Really?
McConaughey. Yep.
Oh yeah, he had to be like 20.
He was very, very young. Yeah. So they need McConaughey, Danza, and
Hey, you're
Glover.
going to start seeing a lot of McConaughey now that football's here. Old Texas Longhorn, he'll be there doing the hook 'em horns on the sideline.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Look out, Texas is going to be ripe. If they don't make a big push, Sarkisian be sleeping with the fishes.
Yeah. All right, boys. This is the time we wait for. The Hall of Fame game is back tomorrow night. Football is back, baby. It's back.
Yep.
You get the Jets and the Browns in the Hall of Fame game. How excited are you guys? Because I'm excited. Football has finally returned.
Yeah, I'll be into it for about a quarter, but that's all I'm going to be able to watch of the starting quarterback of the Jets tomorrow night, Zach Wilson. I can't take much more of watching him than that. I mean,
Is Rodgers not playing at all?
No, he's got to. He's too busy picketing the lines for his boy Hackett. So
He's got to keep that number 3 spot. The top 10, the top 10 quarterbacks in the league.
Oh,
as released.
what?
Wait, time out. What? Whoa.
You didn't see that?
I didn't
Wait.
see it, no, but now I'm intrigued. What we
AJ
got?
sent this stupid thing from the worldwide leader of bankruptcy.
ESPN had
the-
Aaron Rodgers as the third best quarterback.
Of course,
all time.
they had Dak number 9. The guy leads the league in intercept. He don't deserve. Listen, Dak Prescott
Wait.
is a
Are
really
we talking all time or the league right now?
league right now.
It was the
Still
Athletic.
not third.
It was the Athletic that posted it, and ESPN reposted it. But
Oh,
the
Athletic does some weird shit sometimes. That's not surprising.
So
Yeah,
we got
well, the Athletics, a bunch of guys that aren't athletic right now.
Patrick
So-
Mahomes number 1, as we all suspected. Joe Burrow number 2, Josh Allen number 3. With I think Josh has some issues, or John has some issues with that.
Yeah, I think
number
Allen
4,
3 is
sorry.
fine.
Aaron Rodgers number 4,
Not a chance.
No.
Justin Herbert number 5, Jalen Hurts number 6, Lamar Jackson number 7, Trevor Lawrence, John's man crush number.
I'm going
8.
to say something. Trevor Lawrence should be higher on that list. I will
Thank
agree
you.
with you.
It's about time.
Now,
We
I'm
have-
not going to specify how much higher,
Do
but I
you
would.
have
one
for
season?
football
One
season?
Yeah, but
season
he should be
literally
higher.
worth of
For
like,
football
data.
season, I need.
Where's Kirk Cousins?
I need
He's
some
not on.
like.
It goes the number 9 Dak Prescott and number
Oh,
10. I don't agree with this at all. Matthew Stafford.
Number 9. Wait.
I know
All right.
it's kind of a
So
mess up.
Dak is 9th.
Mhm.
Stafford is 10th.
Yeah.
They might as well have put Baker Mayfield 8. I mean, that's the only other thing. That
Now
would
I'm
make-
curious. Where is Baker on that list?
I just think they did the
They
top
just
the
10.
top 10.
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
think they did.
Anyway, I need some like background trumpets and like royalty music during the season when I start talking about the Prince, Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence. Oh, I thought you were going to go.
Yeah,
with
as
your,
he makes his play for league MVP.
He's not going to be
Oh,
league
God.
MVP, buddy.
No.
I think you need to let that one go.
All right. All right.
huge regression year.
Yeah,
my
you need
opinion.
to let
Huge
that-
regression year.
let that go. I don't think it's a huge regression year. I think he's going to be very good, but league MVP, nah.
No
Are
one
we
can
worried
win
about
other
this
than
Joe
Mahomes.
Burrow injury, by the
Doug?
way? This
No, he
calf
gets
injury?
hurt every other year. It's just par for the course. Joe'll be fine.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Just asking the question.
He's got a cannon. He
Yeah.
could throw from a wheelchair and be better than 27 quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
Not
concerned
that
about it,
many.
honestly.
No.
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 I've
But
heard
this
like
list-
minor. I've heard a few weeks. I've heard, I don't know.
This list is blasphemy. Dak Prescott. What is the. Listen, he's a really
Did
nice
you see
guy.
that video of him in practice? He threw it right to the. I mean, he
Yeah,
is in.
I'm not going to
mid-season
throw
form, folks.
interceptions. I'm not going to throw interceptions. I'm cleaning that up. It's going to be a whole new year. The first pass of training camp, you threw a pick.
Yeah, and it was. I mean, it wasn't even like a ball got tipped and,
And-
the defender
and-
made a good play. He threw it right to him.
And put it on the board. If Dallas does make the playoffs, it'll be as the last wild card, the 7 seed, because the rest of the NFC blows.
Yeah.
But I don't think they make it.
Hey, I've heard Sam Howell is just ripping it up in
Oh my God.
Washington camp. So Dallas better look out, man. Washington's got a lot of talent. And the rumblings of Washington going back to being the Redskins
They
are
are.
getting
They're gonna go
louder
back.
and louder. The
You know,
ownership
it's
group
amazing. It's
want to bring back the
amazing.
tradition.
It's amazing all of a sudden how where are all these social justice warriors at?
Yeah. I mean, I did read an article last night where they were social justicing it pretty hard, but
Yeah, it's all a bunch of white people talking.
it all sounds like the ownership group, Magic Johnson. What's the owner? Harris,
Harris.
the majority owner.
Harris grew up a Redskin fan. That's
It
going back to the Redskins.
It sounds like Washington may once again be the Washington Redskins, which I am very, very
And
happy
look,
about.
All I need is for him to start 0-8, fire Riverboat, got a hole in the boat Rivera, and draft Caleb Williams #1, and we're off and running, baby.
What if Sam Howell comes out just firing, though?
Let me tell you something. Just to go back to this Dak Prescott thing, I would rank Caleb Williams higher than him, and Caleb Williams ain't even in the league yet.
My question was about Howell, but yeah, I got you.
Well, Hal sucks too.
But what if he comes out and just lights it up?
Yep, I saw Gus Frerotte do that. That didn't work out well. I saw Tyler Heineke do that. That didn't work out well.
Heineke was pretty good.
Jeff Rutledge won like 5 games in a row. There's a name from the past.
Imagine how good
Sam
they would be if
Howell
Cousins was
is
still
not
there.
an NFL quarterback.
Yeah, it's true.
He's not a starter. He might be a really nice backup.
Maybe.
But look, you can't win. When was the last team that won a Super Bowl without a perennial quarterback? Go ahead, I'll wait.
Ooh.
A perennial quarterback?
Like
I
a
mean,
stud.
We're talking about
It's been a long time.
Ravens, Joe Flacco?
I mean, well, I
Perennial?
wouldn't say
though?
Matthew Stafford is really a stud.
Matthew Stafford's a
Out
stud.
of college, he was super highly rated.
Matthew Stafford's been a stud. I mean, look
Yeah.
the numbers he put up with the Lions. You know how, I mean, you know what you
Yeah,
got
now
overcome.
you're a fan of him this week, but I've heard you badmouth some Stafford, so let's just let's take this with a grain of salt.
But I'm serious. What the last one was probably Flacco, but he just got hot. He had like an Eli Manning got hot experience. All right, so Flacco, but that was back in Super Bowl 47,
yeah,
46. So it's been like 8 years, and before that was probably Baltimore again with Dilfer,
Dilfer, yeah.
oh yeah,
or
what everyone
Tampa
thinks
with
about.
Brad Johnson. I mean,
Brad Johnson.
Old
other than
Brad
that-
Johnson.
yeah, old Brad Johnson.
Wow.
But other
He was
than
a
that,
Washington quarterback
you need
for a
a
while.
stud quarterback, man. You can't win with these buzzards.
Well, I'll say in the league now, you really need a stud court. Like it's become a very
Yeah, it's quarterback driven.
league. Yeah, absolutely. Like you have to
correct.
have a stud now to hoist the trophy. If you don't,
Yeah.
you're in big trouble.
No, I don't. I have no faith in Sam Howell. But I know what's going to happen. He's going to come out and have a couple good games because their schedule's soft in the beginning. Everybody's going to anoint him the second coming of Joe Theismann. And then by the end of the season, he'll look like the guy that should be stocking soup at the local Piggly Wiggly.
And you got a love affair with soup. I don't.
I do. I love soup.
I like soup, yeah, but you
Love
are
soup.
just all about soup.
Love
You ever,
soup.
you ever been to the soup plantation?
No, but did y'all
You guys
get
have those out there?
So a couple weeks ago when we were talking about the soup
Oh,
tour
yeah, I saw
factory
it.
and y'all were laughing at me, nobody
Still
responded
laughing about
in our group chat when I sent you the actual
Of course we
picture
didn't.
of
It's
it.
soup.
And they closed it down.
Oh God. How many
Not-
days of mourning did you go through? for
And
that?
nobody
I feel like that was intense.
responded. That was a bucket list thing to go
Should've
to
sent
the soup
flowers, that's my
factory
bad.
It's-
and
Did
taste the
Did they
higher
shut
end
it down or
soups.
did it just get bought by somebody else? Is your dream still alive?
I don't know.
I just don't think this is helping your case in any way.
I need to
Not
seek
at
legal
all.
counsel. Like to thank our sponsor, Cochran and Cochran Law Firm.
Yeah, well, hey, they're doing good work out there.
Cochran.
You just now got that?
It does not fit. It
Sorry,
does
I
not
was thinking
acquit.
about it.
Oh,
I was thinking, oh, is that actually? Because I know we got lawyers on staff, but I was like, God.
yeah, those are not our lawyers, but it'd be funny if they were, I guess. Yeah.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So, all right. So, what are the odds then that this does happen and Washington goes back to the Redskins? How
Oh, that's
confident
happening.
are you? You
It's
think?
happening. I'm 100% confident.
I mean, what I was reading last night, it seems like it is on its way.
I'm
Now, here's the
100%.
thing, though. They were saying if they didn't change the name, they weren't going to get a new stadium. Are they going to run into the same issue? Because FedEx Field is a dumpster fire.
They're getting a new set. Look, that group, first of all, Magic Johnson's going to be working the street. He's a really smart businessman.
Yes, he is.
And
Very, very.
Magic Johnson, I mean, have you ever heard anybody in the business world be like, I can't stand Magic Johnson? Like, he's just
Has
always
he
smiling
even
at you.
said Commanders yet?
No.
I don't think he has.
Yeah, no, he said the.
I think they
Washington
went
Redskins
into this
like 7 times.
I think they went into this purchase saying like, we're not even going to say Commanders here. We're just going to,
yeah,
like nothing ever happened.
look, Magic Johnson's going to get what Magic Johnson wants, and Josh Harris is a smart man because every franchise he's had, he's ran great, and now you got Magic Johnson leading the way. Listen, it'll be in there like swimwear.
Man, I'm excited. All right, back to the Hall of Fame game. Who wins this? How does this look?
Oh,
what do we
God,
see?
they
Do we
got
think
2
Deshaun Watson's going to get a little more playing time? Obviously, didn't get a ton last year because he was out. But do you expect
Nah,
to
I
see
don't-
him more than
I
a
don't think-
series? Or
I don't think you're going to see Deshaun
At
but
all?
No, you're not going to see Deshaun.
Really?
I mean, you going to get him hurt in the Hall of Fame game?
I mean, just get a series.
If Rodgers was playing, maybe they roll him out there.
yeah, I
but
guess that makes sense.
remember, other than one preseason game, these guys are just trying to get through these things and get to the regular season without injuries. Because we know what we're going to see next week, right? The injury bug will start. And then your waiver wire starts.
It sucks we have to wait a whole week. Like, you have the Hall of Fame game on Thursday, and then you get nothing this weekend.
Till next
Yeah,
Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, you got to wait a whole week.
That's all right. So, something I think the Red Zone channel should do, they should have the preseason games on there,
Oh, yeah.
That
Are
would
you
be a
getting
really
NFL
good.
Sunday ticket with your YouTube TV?
Yeah, because it's really,
Are you going to get Sunday ticket with your YouTube TV?
I don't think I need it. You know what I mean? Like, if there's a bunch of good games at one slot, I'll just go to the casino. But, like, I got the TV right there. So I got my monitors and stuff, so I can watch 3 or 4 games right here. Like, I don't need it.
This will be the first season in a bunch that I haven't had ticket because I always had DirecTV and they just gave me ticket for free.
Yeah.
So it'll be the first year I don't have it in a while. We'll see
I mean,
if
all
miss
your
it.
main games you get to see anyway. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
It's true.
So, but I do like a little 7-point teaser here.
Here we go.
Little 7-point
Is
teaser,
this
right?
our first free pick of football,
Our
folks.
first free pick.
Ah,
Drum roll.
we're back, folks. We are back.
So, Jets are laying 1.5. Your over under is 33.5. Here as I look on FanDuel and DraftKings.
There it is.
Yes. So we're going to take a 7-point teaser. We're going to take the Browns up to plus 8.5 and under 40.5. Put it on the board. Yes.
All right, I like that.
Nice
work.
I like it a lot.
Very nice.
I like it a lot.
First free play of the year. Feels
The
good.
most-
Said Browns plus 7.
Browns plus 8.5 and
Play now.
over or
Under.
Browns plus 8.5 with under 40.5. Plus 8.5 and under 40.5 for your same game 7-point teaser.
I think that's great value for sure.
Bang.
I love the under 40.5.
Yeah,
Who's
typically,
the backup quarterback for the Browns?
that's a really good question.
We know who the backup quarterback is for the Jets. And is Zach Wilson really the backup, or is he the third string guy? Didn't the guy who took his job last year, wouldn't he be the backup?
What's that?
I said, who's the Jets' backup? Is it really Zach Wilson, or
Yeah,
is it
Zach
the guy
Wilson's
who took
gonna
his
get the
job
start.
last year?
So Kellen Mond will get the start for the Browns at quarterback.
Why does that name sound familiar?
Kellen Mond was at Texas A&M.
That's why it sounds familiar. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And then they're going to get Mond, and then they're going to turn things over to DTR, the rookie from UCLA.
Oh, okay.
Let him run around and make a little action. So,
That'll be fun to watch.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to tune in for most of that one.
But Mond is the third string quarterback because Josh Dobbs is QB2. So the Browns aren't playing neither their 1 nor their 2 quarterback. So,
All right. Interesting. I'll still watch a little bit. It's football.
well, yeah, it's football. You got to watch. And then what is that on? Is that on NBC? Am I going to get to hear Collinsworth and Tirico, my boys?
Here, I'll tell you. It is. Yes, it is on NBC. You're right. Look at you go.
Man, they should have never split up Collinsworth and Al Michaels. That was just the best. That was the best.
Never should have split up Deerdorf and Al Michaels.
Yeah, Deerdorf, Al Michaels, Frank Gifford.
And Frank Gifford, right?
Yep.
Frank and Al and Dan. We're going to get this thing started.
And there you go.
As old Hank Williams Jr. used to say.
Yeah. It's a Monday night party. We got Frank and Al and Dan. Yeah, man. That was growing up.
Grew up on that shit, man.
Yeah, grew up. You hear that, you're just like, let's go.
Absolutely.
You know? Be playing Tecmo Bowl on Nintendo while the game's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
Now we have Carrie Underwood. Wait, who's Monday night now?
Well,
Carrie
Yeah. That's not bad.
Easy.
Look, I'm just saying she's
doesn't have
beautiful
quite
woman.
the same.
My heart belongs to little Aaron Dolan here on the floor.
Still creepy. All right, let's hit some more NFL news here. Dalvin Cook, where is he going to be headed? Where do you think he ends up?
Well,
is he going to the Jets?
Everybody said the Jets, but the fact that he left New York without a deal, right? And then Miami's like, we're good with the stall we got. I think Dalvin Cook ends up with the Dallas Cowboys.
Really?
I think Dallas brings in Dalvin Cook and Zeke Elliott.
Okay.
Because
it's a 1-2 punch.
Yeah, and they got Choice or Pollard. They're going to go with those three running backs and pound the ball because they're figuring out day by day that if they let Dak Prescott throw the ball,
for the love
he's
of
going to
God,
throw
don't let
them
him do
right into a top 10 draft pick.
Who was the guy they had play quarterback when he was hurt last year? I forget the name now.
Well, Dalton was for a little bit.
No, the other guy.
Red hair, red beard. Oh God, who was that?
I don't remember, but I got to look it up now. Hold,
Who
please.
was that?
Have you guys seen this? Like, speaking of the Cowboys running backs, like Deuce Vaughn. Have you seen these videos coming out of training camp?
No.
Deuce Vaughn.
Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush. Thank you.
What a football name, too.
Yeah, what a waste. Was I think Deuce Vaughn was the son of one of the coaches. Did he come out of TCU? I can't remember where he came out of. Deuce Vaughn, and they drafted him. His
Kansas
dad's
State.
Kansas State. Thank you.
Yeah, he was the guy lighting it up in the Big 12 championship game and all that.
Yeah, so he's 5'5".
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and if you see, I didn't know this. I didn't think this was real when I saw these videos on, and we'll put them up on the screen here. He's 5'5". And these videos are hilarious. Like seeing him in training camp, like he looks so small. He looks like a middle school. So the post I read was like, Cowboys running back Deuce Vaughn looks like a toddler who broke loose on the field after stealing someone's phone and won't give it back.
That's great. I love that. That's
so
awesome.
funny. But he's good. I mean, he's small, but he just it's
He's
so
just a
unreal
little
looking.
feller.
5'5".
He's fast though, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, he was K-State's whole offense.
Well,
It's
just
awesome.
a little
Love it.
note that I did when I was looking up the backup quarterback for the Cowboys. Cooper Rush did get a new 2-year extension as the backup quarterback, $6 million. So maybe Dallas is keeping old Coop around for a reason.
I bet they are.
The interceptions Dak keeps throwing. Hey, honestly, I'll have to give it to Cooper Rush. He looked pretty good when he came in and started.
He did.
Like, they went on a 4-1. But like we talked about, though, as soon as Dak came back in, they went away from the game plan that they went 4-1 with and just let him start slinging it again. We saw how that goes.
That just goes to show Kellen Moore's not a good offensive coordinator, and he'll finally put the Chargers over the top of being horrible when they don't finish 500. And Mike McCarthy's an idiot.
Who is the new offensive coordinator in Dallas? I don't even know.
Mike McCarthy's calling all the plays. Which I saw a thing.
Shit.
His record as a play caller is like 12-23 or something like that.
God really instills a lot of confidence, doesn't
Not
it?
very good. But
that
there
is
was
a
nobody
very,
worse than him.
there's a very cowboy, like poetic justice.
Listen.
Like that's what the Cowboys do. They make the stupidest decisions ever. So not surprising. Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, again, Dallas will probably make the playoffs just because the NFC's so bad.
Yeah. I don't know. You're really high on the Giants, so
No, I'm not.
You know.
I said the Giants would win 5 games.
just messing with you, dude.
They're terrible.
Yeah, they're really bad. All right, we'll jump to a little more here. Jim Irsay completely lost his mind with this Taylor situation?
Somebody pull him over. He's got cocaine in the trunk again.
Yeah, he's
Labrador.
lost it.
Look, Irsay, AJ knows all about some Jim Irsay. AJ, he's cut it up with Irsay over there in the South before. Jim Irsay is an absolute moron. And again,
I think that's safe.
if you ran Dan Snyder out of the league, how Irsay hasn't been ran out of the league is beyond me.
Just makes you wonder, what dirt does he have on everybody else?
He's got to have a video of Goodell with some little kid.
God, that went dark.
Yeesh.
Hurry. Jesus.
I mean,
Christ.
how else can that guy keep a franchise? You've
I
caught
don't
him
think
with
we got to go to that
hookers.
place.
You've caught him in the freaking driving around with cocaine. You let him say the most off the wall stuff. He attacks the NFL constantly. Like, the guy is, look, AJ, you've been hearing from this rascal. You're a Titans fan.
Mhm.
This guy, I mean, you get him in front of the mic. Holy heck.
I mean, it's
It's like Joe. You don't know what's coming out.
Well, yeah, it's funny you say that. I was actually just about to make that reference. Like, it's kind of like he's gotten at that age where it's like Joe Biden effect, where it's like,
sounds like they
you
both
know-
like the cocaina too. So there's another thing they have in common.
Very good parallel. Didn't think about
Yeah.
that. Well played.
you know, it's like it didn't start out this way. You know, Jim Irsay was fine for a long time,
Start
and I think
losing
that
brain
actually
cells, man.
even
Don't get them
even
back.
people were kind of like, you know, I mean, I think he was looked up to in a lot of ways, but you know, in his older age, he's just gotten off the rails, man. I mean, you got to wonder too. I still can't wrap my head around the Andrew Luck thing, right? Like, I get it, concussions. You know, he's a smart guy, and
That was all Irsay in that organization.
It had to be, right? It had to be.
Well, I mean, they refused to protect Luck. I think that was the biggest, and we talked about it every season with Andrew Luck. It was, you have to protect him. You have to put an offensive line. I mean, he was a great talent, but you got him killed every week. Like,
Yeah.
can't continue to do that to your franchise quarterback. Bills.
Well, that, and then giving up on Payton, right?
Yep, that too.
Like, the Colts have just had a lot of, I mean, if you take away, just think about it this way. If you take away getting lucky enough to have the number one pick for both Manning and Andrew Luck,
Yeah.
which, think about how bad you have to be to get, and it falls on two, I mean, Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Andrew Luck probably won't be in the Hall of Fame, but if he had stayed in the league, he would have.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And what if they didn't have those two guys? That franchise is just as bad as the Jets or the Browns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They didn't win anything before them.
that's true.
They didn't win anything after them.
No, it was like the Unitas years.
Yeah,
and
Unitas.
stuff like that. But
Well, I mean, dear
That was a
God,
long
that was,
time ago, though.
guys, I don't know if anybody's counting. That was like 50 years ago.
Yeah, at least 50 years ago.
I gotta say, Lucas Oil is a really cool stadium.
I've heard it's really nice.
It's a
Yeah, I'd like to
really
go
cool
there.
stadium. Like,
Well,
we
but
have
I
some-
want to go to all of them.
We have some
just
friends that live
different,
up
right?
there.
Just different than any other stadium in the league, and I appreciate that. Like, it just, the way that they design that thing is just, yeah, it's just cool.
It's
But
a cold.
has-
It gets really cold up there, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does in Indy. Yeah, 100%. But, you know, that's why they have the windows that close and open,
And that's why you
it's-
have jackets and ways to
Yeah.
keep warm.
Yeah,
What the hell is wrong with you?
Josh knows all about that.
Jesus.
No, thank you.
This guy.
I'll go to a
That's-
game in September. Don't sign me up for December. No.
What a
no.
wuss. How do we
Yeah.
think this Jonathan Taylor thing ends, though?
Well, look, I mean, Irsay's kind of drew his line. And when you say, look, the league's going to go on without you or I mean, I like how he threw himself in there. But you're basically telling the guy, I ain't paying you jack. And then he doubled down and said, I'm not trading him. So if I'm Jonathan Taylor, I don't play.
If you're Irsay, though, I mean, why don't you just trade him and get something for him instead of just letting him sit and having to pay him?
Well, there's the other thing is trades in the NFL don't have a lot of value. You know what I mean? Like,
It's better than nothing.
Yeah, but you don't see like blockbuster stuff like you see in the NBA and
yeah,
And
and
no,
you don't really
even
see that in the
MLB
NFL anymore.
you don't see like that level of trade.
But get something is what I'm saying. Don't
But
just
listen,
allow him to walk.
Jonathan Taylor, I'm not playing. Like,
I
he's
wouldn't.
got to be looking at this and saying, okay, Anthony Richardson's the quarterback. They're going to run me 40 times a game, and I'm going to be run against 9-man boxes. No, thank you. This season alone is going to cut my career short 3 years. No, thank you.
Yep.
I want no parts of that. I mean, I wouldn't look. I'm the same way with Josh Jacobs. I'm not playing.
Yeah.
I think Barkley, I don't think he should have signed. I mean, he loves the Giants or whatever, but
oof, I don't know why.
But Barkley, he's always been a stand-up kid, even when he was, at my Nittany line. So, Barkley's just a really good human being, good guy. But I'm not, I mean, if I'm Jonathan Taylor, why? Like, they're going to run you and Richardson on all these option running games, and you're going to take a licking, dude. No, thank you.
Yeah. If they do decide to trade him, though, who do you think out there is a good trade candidate for Taylor? Rumors were the Chiefs were high on him.
Oh my gosh. You throw the Chiefs in every freaking thing.
No, honestly, that was the headline that I saw.
They don't need him.
Why not?
They got Pacheco, because you got too many. Look, the Chiefs need a receiver. They don't need running backs. They're going to fall short because they don't have receivers. They need to go get a receiver.
I don't think there's anybody else out there right now.
Somebody to catch the ball. I'm telling you, at some point in time, that, it's like old boys to men. Don't wait till the water runs dry.
Hey, they're saying Ross and Sky Moore both look great in camp, so we'll see.
Here we go. There it is.
What? That's what they said.
Yeah, they said Ross and Sky Moore look like Michael Irvin and Jerry Rice out there.
Who knows, man? With Mahomes at quarterback? Jeez.
Listen, at some point in time, somebody's going to figure out, put 3 guys on Kelsey, and that's all she wrote for the Chiefs.
I think there's a lot of guys who would like Taylor, or a lot of teams.
I mean, he's a great running back.
I mean, Seahawks.
He would look
Seahawks
really good.
would be huge.
He would look
Broncos,
really good in Carolina. I mean, he'd be playing with the top 15 quarterback.
Buddy, he's not a top 15 quarterback yet.
Just wait.
That
Put
boy
it on the board.
does not need any more pressure than he already has.
Bet a bottle.
No.
Bet a bottle.
No. Well, okay, we got to put this one on the board. I'm
Bet a
done
bottle.
with
Yeah,
this.
you gotta
I'm
go.
done with this.
Bet a bottle.
That guy has enough pressure on him to perform.
What
he doesn't need
he's
yahoos
cool,
like
cool
you
comeback.
putting even more on him.
Don't have
I
to.
think he's going to be good. I'm excited to watch him. But
No.
15 quarterback, he is not.
Great. Yeah, he is.
No, he's not. He's not yet.
What is
Can he be? Absolutely. Is
Bryce
he now?
Young is
no.
going to be what?
Statistically a top 15 quarterback.
You're
this
out
year.
of your mind.
Okay.
Statistically?
Yeah.
What statistics? Yeah, that's kind of vague. I mean, we got to...
Yards,
They do quarterback
touchdowns,
rankings
QBR.
at the end of the season. Just go with that.
Yeah, let's see where Pro Football Focus ranks him at the end of the
It's
season.
not going to be
Okay.
in the top 15.
Okay.
I love you, man. He's just not there.
When they win the division and he's rolling along,
I mean, that
What do we...
division's
A
gonna be
bottle of...
awful.
What's your poison?
Savion Blanc.
All right, cool. I can deal with that.
really.
Just send it with the other 47 you yahoos.
Yeah, maybe some...
He owes you 2. I owe you 1. Calm
Shut-
it down.
You want some Chateau Saint Michel, or would you like some Duckhorn, maybe, or maybe some? We're talking more like.
I haven't had Duckhorn before. Is that good?
That's actually a pretty good one.
Is it?
All right,
Just don't ship
You're
me
on,
no
buddy.
Sutter Home. I'm going to be really pissed. I win a bet and you send me an $8 bottle of Sutter Home or a box of Savion Blanc.
I'm done with this talk about Bryce. You're just.
Dude,
I'm telling
lost
you.
it.
Listen, 68 games over in the NFL. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I
On some
know.
things you do. On some things you've lost
The
your mind.
Schwa-
All right.
Listen, when Chris Berman retired, he anointed me as the Swami.
Did he, though?
Yes.
We're gonna put him up
Really
there
worried
with
about your
Jared
brain?
Goff too.
Jared Goff is a top 15 quarterback. He is a top 10
You said
quarterback.
top 10 last week.
He's a top 10.
What?
The guys,
whoa,
listen.
Whoa. He
You
is
said
not
top
a
10.
top 10 quarterback. What the hell is wrong with you?
How not? He's been to a Super Bowl.
You make my brain
Right?
hurt.
Number 1 pick, all the pressure. He's been to a Super Bowl. He would have actually won one if they didn't. I mean, he's just as good as Stafford.
I agree with that. Yeah.
And then what he did
At
with
this
the
point, for
Detroit,
sure.
what he did with the Detroit Lions. Wait, so let's just go with that stupid little list that the Athletic that has all
That
the
list wasn't
non-athletic guys write for him. Are you telling me who was ranked number 10th on that list?
It was Dak was 9.
Cousins wasn't even in the top 10.
Dak
He's better
was
than
9,
Jared Goff.
and Stafford was 10.
All right. So you're saying Jared Goff isn't better than Dak Prescott?
Don't disagree with that.
No,
Man,
I mean Dak is way too high on that
it's
list
close.
anyway.
But he's better than Stafford.
Who?
Goff? I think Jared Goff at this point is better than Stafford.
in his career, 100%.
Would
Now
you rather
Stafford's
have,
had a much better career, but at this point where they are now, I'd take Goff.
would you rather have Lamar or would you rather have Jared Goff?
Lamar.
Why? Jared
Yeah.
Goff's won more playoff games and more games overall.
I'd much rather have Lamar.
Oh, because he's flashy, right?
I'd rather have Russell Wilson.
Oh.
No, I wouldn't.
I'd rather have
I wouldn't want
Russell
that.
Wilson than Jared Goff. Are you
No,
kidding
I'd
me?
rather have Jared Goff. I watched Russell Wilson
Broncos
play
country.
last year.
Let's ride.
I'm telling
Let's
you right
ride
now.
right into the shitter. He was bad, man.
Russell Wilson over Jared Goff. Are you?
I'd take
Yeah.
Jared Goff right now. I don't think
One
Russell
bad year.
Wilson that we saw years ago, I don't think he's coming back. I think he's gone.
Well,
I
hold on.
disagree.
If I pick Russell Wilson, is Sierra coming along?
Why do you have to be a creep all the time? Like, do you have an off button? Can you just turn it off and like?
I just admire the finer things in life that God has made. I think we should all take time out of our
And
day
so
to
does Russell Wilson.
appreciate the
Absolutely.
things that God has made.
All right. Yeah, no, I would take Goff
Tua.
over Russell Wilson.
I put Tua
Oh,
over
absolutely.
Goff.
Tua's in there. Yeah.
So I thought about this today because I was
Cousins.
watching.
I'd take Kirk Cousins over
Cousins.
Jared Goff.
They have that. I've switched back and forth between like 3 different shows during the day, and they have that Carton show, which is like what Fox runs for like 8 hours now that there's no Undisputed. And he's got all the stand-up cardboard stand-ups behind him. Have y'all saw this?
Oh yeah, I've watched it.
Yeah. So anyway, I really thought about this and I was like, because the guys are such homers, all 3 of you, I'm going to ship AJ and Aaron Rodgers with the white throwback Jets jersey, like that's on the Carton show, stand up to his front door. And
I
Chop,
love
I'm
it.
going to send you one of Pat Mahomes so y'all can put behind you on the show.
Yeah, red on red.
And then I was
Color
going to
rush.
send Jake one of Tua.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem was it wasn't an action one like the other 2. His has a helmet off with a clipboard. And I just didn't know if
And a
that set
headset.
well.
So rude.
So
Tua
and a
is
headset.
going to have a great year.
in street clothes. In
He's
his
gonna
in
have
his
a
chaps
fantastic
polo.
No, he's going to have he's such a dick. He's going to have such a great year.
Look, I agree. I think through the first 7 weeks that he plays, he'll look like the MVP.
Oh my God.
And then there'll come,
You just wish ill upon people.
He does. You're a sick man. Like, I don't get it.
I just preach the truth, folks.
Hey, so going back to Jonathan Taylor, did you guys hear that the backup running back, can't remember his name, broke his arm
Who
in
was
training
that?
camp yesterday?
That's not good. Really?
Yeah.
Colts are in trouble.
Colts are just a
Irsay,
freaking
you buy-
hot mess.
Or say you better buy you another kilo, buddy, and think it over.
Yeah. It's bad. It's bad in Indy.
I mean, I still can't get over that. Snyder gets in all this trouble for sexual harassment, but Irsay, again, rolling around with a kilo and guns and a prostitute. What's the difference?
He has, he's got something on
It's
somebody.
Indiana. Come on. I mean, really. What about
Don't you
Robert
agree?
Kraft? How's Robert Kraft still? I don't understand that whole thing.
Wow, what'd he do?
Yeah, I don't think his was that bad.
Really?
No.
What'd he do?
Wasn't it some
It's
massage
illegal
parlor?
to give sexual favors at massage parlors.
Oh,
was
come
that?
on. We've
I thought
all
it-
been there.
I thought it. No, we haven't.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
it was found out though.
You
that
want
he
the
did
50
it.
minute, the
Like-
30 minute, or the 60?
Didn't the person come out and say he
Happy
didn't
ending.
do
Would
that?
you like to passate?
I thought
Really?
it came out
That's
where
the
the
$20.
people at the massage thing were like, he did no. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, like those are really credible sources.
Hey man,
Okay.
innocent until proven guilty.
It's a massage parlor, guys.
Yeah. That's not what that's. All right, we're moving on. This is just going to go off.
I mean,
the
why
rails.
is everybody getting all out of sorts?
Let it go. All right. Anything else with Jonathan Taylor we want to talk about, or we want to move on to the next one?
I don't understand the massage thing.
Nope. All right, we're going to go on. Brock Purdy, ready to go for the 49ers. How do we feel like Purdy's going to do this year?
Who knows?
Is he going to be Purdy good?
Again, I like to see once NFL defenses get you on tape.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it helps him that he's had a lot of starts in college, a lot of starts in high school. I think he's a great kid. I think he's highly intelligent.
The head coach there helps.
Can you honestly see, is Brock Purdy better than Jimmy G?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay, so Jimmy G couldn't win a Super Bowl, so why is Brock Purdy going to win one?
I don't think the Niners are going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
And their schedule's murder row.
Yeah, I got you.
And you talk about being fragile. I mean, that guy takes one hit and he's lost an arm, 3 fingernails. I mean,
In his defense,
after one hit, him and two are on the sideline playing Battleship, for God's sakes.
Jesus. All right, we're going to move on to the next one. Poor Brock Purdy.
I mean, how do y'all feel about Purdy? I mean, 49ers are going to win that division because it's so bad.
In that offense with that head coach, you can plug and play a decent, like, you don't have to be a great quarterback in that system. Here's the problem for San Fran, though. That might get you to the playoffs, but without a quality quarterback, they're never going to win a Super Bowl. Because when you get in that big game, chances are the guy on the other side of the field is going to be a quality quarterback, and then you're in deep shit. So
we talk about windows closing all the time. If Purdy doesn't get it done and the Niners fall short again, does San Francisco roll the dice and go out there and get a Cousins?
I think they have to. Because I think if Purdy doesn't perform this year, San Francisco still has the pieces and enough time to where they could go out and get a quality quarterback. Kirk Cousins would be a perfect example, although I expect him to do very well in Minnesota this year. You plug him into that offense, it's a completely different story. I think a Kirk Cousins in that system with Shanahan can get you a Super Bowl. I do. I don't think Brock Purdy can get you there. Can Brock get you to the playoffs? Yeah, but when you get to the playoffs, or if you get to the big game, winning it with Brock Purdy, man, that's a tall, tall task.
Yeah, because let's be honest, if San Francisco gets there, they're going to face either Mahomes
Or Burrow.
Allen, or Rodgers. Josh Allen is the Buffalo Bills are finishing third in that division if Tua stays healthy.
Or Rodgers. I don't think Rodgers has any chance of getting there, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't stack up against the top 7 quarterbacks in the AFC.
The AFC.
I mean, he's
is
definitely
so
not better
quarterback
than the
heavy.
Prince.
The Prince.
Yeah,
Oh God, you and Trevor Lawrence, let it go.
league MVP.
He's not going to be the league MVP.
Doug Peterson, Coach of the Year.
I could see that one. Yeah, I could see that.
AJ would just be miserable if that happens.
I think the Titans are going to be very good this year, so I expect big things out of Tennessee.
Absolutely. Now that they got Hopkins, they can run left instead of running right with Derrick Henry.
It's a big change, really. No, I think going back to San Francisco, all jokes aside, I think if Purdy does what we expect Purdy to do this year with a full season, yeah, I think you have to go out there and try to snag a big name.
Do either of you guys think San Francisco regrets taking Trey Lance? Because there's been a lot of stuff come out lately that has pointed to the division on draft day. That Kyle Shanahan, the reason they moved up was to really take Mac Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And it was John Lynch and the organization that said, no, we want this, because everybody thinks this mobile quarterback's the way to go, yet I've never seen one win a Super Bowl yet, so whatevs. Do you think they regret that? And it's hard to say because Mac Jones has no chance in New England.
Well, I will say they have an offensive coordinator now that could look a little different. O'Brien could be good for him. Now, you take Mac Jones and you put him in that 49er system with Shanahan, you're talking a whole different ballgame.
I mean, they're not even committed to Mac Jones. They're talking about him and Bailey Zappi are competing for the job. How can you do that to Mac?
That's the crazy thing is Mac Jones, he fit everything that San Francisco needed. Like, he fit the mold of what that offense is to a T. So to come off of that, and then not bad mouthing Trey Lance, we just haven't seen anything. We don't know what he's going to be. Obviously, the injury was a huge downer for him, but Mac Jones checked all the boxes for San Francisco, and they balked. So yeah, I'm sure there's some regret there. I would be shocked if there wasn't.
You obviously you have Purdy as the starter right now.
Oh yeah.
No.
And not Trey Lance. You have to be regretting it.
Yep.
You know, it's a misstep. I mean, maybe it's not regret, but it's like, we missed that one. There's always misses in the draft, right? Like, especially in that first round. Like,
those misses are ones like that you can't miss. Like, that's the difference in your franchise sucking for 10 years.
You shouldn't, but you can miss one first, second rounder once. You do it multiple times. That's when things start, questions start getting raised to the front office, right? Like, and that's when GMs start getting fired, so.
Yeah, Jets with Zach Wilson. Well, look, if the Jets don't win at least one playoff game, everybody's gone. Coach is gone. GM's gone. Rodgers' little boy toy man crush, Hackett's gone. They're all gone.
Yeah, we'll get to that one here in a little bit. It's been an interesting week with that Sean Payton, Nathaniel Hackett thing. We'll jump to the next one here. Kyler Murray. What do we expect out of him? Is he going to play this year? There's some rumblings. Old Murray may sit for the year, and the Arizona Cardinals may be in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes wanting to get him. So, Arizona is an absolute dumpster fire. Where does this go?
If that happens, that's going to be really intriguing to see. Do you trade the pick, which is ultimately Caleb Williams, or do you trade Kyler Murray? And
who wants Murray, though, is going to be the question.
I was just getting ready to say, what's Kyler Murray's value, right? I think all that's on the table. Murray also came out this week and said that, he's tired of running around making plays. He wants to be a pocket quarterback. All these guys live with their legs, and then they want to be pocket quarterbacks, and they can't do it. So, I think, listen, if you have a chance to I think Caleb Williams walks into the league as a top 10 quarterback. I think he's that good. He's that good. Look, for the guy, arguably the biggest rivalry in college football outside of Michigan, Ohio State, to be down 24 points against Texas in the fourth quarter and wheel him back, to have the season he had at Oklahoma, then to go to USC and do what he did there. I mean, Oklahoma and USC, does it really get any bigger stage?
Not really.
Than those. And he's down to earth. He's got a great arm. He's, now this year, I can't wait to watch him this year because not only does he got Lincoln Riley still, but now USC added Cliff Kingsbury to the staff.
Yeah, it's going to be, USC is going to be a lot the fun to watch.
Yeah, USC, the only problem is their schedule's so brutal. So I'm afraid, like, if they lose one, because we got this thing, the only people that can make the playoffs are undefeated teams. Meanwhile, Georgia's going to go undefeated because they play a bunch of middle school teams.
Yeah, their schedule's like, bit of a
cakewalk. Freaking play somebody, right? So that's what worries me about USC. But look, I think Caleb Williams I think he's the best prospect since Lawrence and Luck that's going to be the number one pick.
Yeah.
Not overall, just number one pick.
No, yeah, I got you.
He has a lot of similarities to Pat Mahomes, just really faster.
Yeah. Well, I think he's going to be great. Yeah, I think if you're the Cardinals and
he would look really good in a Redskin jersey, just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, he would. Maybe Sam Howell get you there.
Oh, my God.
And how you trust. Hey, I said maybe get you into the first pick.
I hope. God, your lips to God's ears.
It's bad when you hope your team just absolutely sucks all year so you pick up Williams.
Listen, the worst thing, it's like in the NBA, like the worst thing is to be stuck in the middle. because you're in no man's land. You don't have a high draft pick. You can't get a ton, but like being in the middle sucks. You either want to be really bad or want to be a playoff team. Outside of that, you're just stuck.
Yeah.
Right? You're really stuck. Your draft picks suck. Everything, like, it's just a bad place to be. It's kind of like in one of those zones, right? So, yeah, I don't want to be 7-10. Why don't I want to be 7-10? That means we're running it back with Sam Howell again, and we'll add a few pieces. Meanwhile, the defense is getting older. McLaurin will lead. Like, Listen, the NFL with the cap, the window is only so big for so long, and it shrinks really quick.
Yep,
really quick. So
I agree.
Look at the Buffalo Bills. Theirs has shrank forever. It shrank so bad that McDermott put up a Super Bowl banner in the facility because he knows they'll never win one now. So he at least wanted to drum up some excitement of what it would have been.
I think the issue with Buffalo is the coaching, and I think if they would have kept Dable, they would be in a much better place. Nothing against McDermott, but offensively, the strategy cannot be we're going to use our quarterback as a running back and expect that to have long-term success. Like,
yeah, that doesn't work.
Josh Allen can throw from the pocket. He's a very, very capable quarterback, but you're going to get him killed if you continue to use him how you have over the last 2 seasons. And his career is going to be shortened because of their stupidity. Josh Allen is one of the best quarterbacks in this league. He is. I know you don't agree with that, but he is. Right now, though, the coaching and offensive scheme in Buffalo is what is holding them back. It's not Josh Allen.
Do you think Josh Allen is like light years ahead of Ryan Tannehill?
Yes, I do. I think Josh Allen, top 3-4 quarterback in the league right now.
Kind of move around the same way.
No, I don't think so at all. But I'm higher on
bigger, stronger,
Allen.
Faster.
Yeah,
but I don't disagree.
Better
with
arm.
the move. I wouldn't say better arm necessarily. Josh Allen never had really a great arm to start. I mean, Tannehill's pretty accurate. I would just say he's got more physical talent, but yeah,
more physically gifted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, I would say it's.
Listen, he wouldn't lighten it. He wouldn't lighten it up until he got Dable and Diggs.
Yeah, I think Dable. I think if Dable stays in Buffalo and is the head coach, we're talking very, very differently about Buffalo's prospects. I mean, they probably have a very different season last year. So I think that is going to be the regret that Buffalo has looking back, is not keeping Dable as the head coach. I think that's going to be a regret in the future. I just hope it doesn't cost Josh Allen years off his career, because he's a hell of a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you.
All right, I think we've bashed on Dak Prescott enough, so we won't jump into that anymore. But an interesting,
he sucks.
Yeah, interesting back and forth here between the Broncos and the Jets. Sean Payton basically saying we're changing everything from last year because it all sucked. And then the Jets taking offense to that. Aaron Rodgers saying, "Don't talk about my guy like that. Don't talk about my guy. All right, he's my guy. Don't talk about my guy."
Shut up, Aaron Rodgers. You can't even win a playoff game in Green Bay, for God's sake.
So
shut up.
This has been a weird. I mean, look, I think everybody anymore is just very, very sensitive. If you've ever watched football in your entire life, you could watch the Denver Broncos last year and you already knew it was a train wreck. It's not like him saying this was a surprise for any of us.
I get that there's a code, an unspoken code for NFL coaches, but Hackett isn't an NFL coach.
Not anymore.
He's just not.
Yep.
I mean, let's get it right for what it was. At the Green Bay Packers, he never called a play and never ran an offensive practice. He was Aaron Rodgers' personal assistant babysitter. That's what he was. And his relationship with Rodgers, after never calling a play, never doing anything but scheduling ayahuasca and coffee breaks for Rodgers.
Hey, it's important jobs.
They thought, okay, we compare him with Russell Wilson. I'm sure Hackett's a really nice guy.
But he couldn't hack it.
I'm telling you right now,
it was right there.
Aaron Rodgers better play his tail off to make up for the deficiency of the second worst offensive coordinator in the National Football League, and that's what Hackett is.
Who's the first? Here it comes.
Kellen Moore.
There it is. I knew it was coming.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Hackett is the worst offensive coordinator other than Kellen Moore in the league. The league.
It's pretty bad. Yeah, I can't argue
All
with
right.
you there.
All the offensive coordinators in the CFL and the XFL are better than he is. Okay? He can't call a play. I mean, today I'm seeing on TV, he's got us doing animal sounds for play calls. What is this? Freaking preschool? We
Does he
playing
have
pin
them
the tail on the donkey?
Does he
for
have
the
him doing
post
the
bet?
thing where you put like the wood blocks, like the circle and the circle?
Oh,
Does he have
my
him working
gosh.
that?
Listen.
So I have a funny story about that. One time I had this baseball coach, and when we're on the outfield or on defense or whatever, he was like, "I want you guys to make animal sounds while they're up to bat."
That's very baseball-esque, though.
And
What, y'all couldn't afford cowbells back then?
no, I love this coach, Ruben Sandoval, great coach. Ruben, if you're out there listening. But look, the other team was so upset that they complained to the ump, and the ump made us stop.
Of course,
There's no rule about the fact that you can't say, like, when you're on the outfield, like mooing or
bunch of wussies.
barking like a chicken, whatever. I don't know. I think it's a good strategy.
It makes absolutely no sense. Like that right there. The guys teaching them animal sounds.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers better play his arse off or this thing, and I still think it could get really hairy. They got a tough schedule. Jets got a tough schedule.
We went over that
I know
schedule
you guys
a
are
couple weeks ago.
both really high on the Jets, and I'm like, I would pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
They have a tough schedule. That's a tough division. The
Mhm.
Bills are going to be good. The Dolphins are going to be good. And I expect the Patriots to be much better. They have an offensive coordinator, at least. Now they don't have two defensive coordinators trying to play offense. They're going to be better. So that's tough sledding. It really is.
yeah, I listen, Hackett. So this whole code, like I said, he's not even the only reason he's got a job, and every job he's gotten has been because Aaron Rodgers likes him. Because again, he goes and gets his coffee and his ayahuasca and braids his long hair for him.
Maybe they
and-
do darkness retreats.
and shuttles him around. You know what I mean?
I'm sure that's a bomb.
At least he's not calling it Kawasaki retreats anymore.
I know.
We
Look
got that
at
fixed.
I'm so proud. They grow up so fast.
Mm-hmm.
I had to pivot.
Do some research.
Yeah, I had to get in the lab and learn about.
And if you guys ever
Kawasaki
want to go on
guy.
an ayahuasca retreat, Jake is very, very interested in taking us all to something like that.
Do that.
Really?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, down in.
I guess only if we can film.
What, the
show
four of us
after.
go together?
Yeah,
I do
definitely.
not want to be anywhere near John on that shit. Like, I
That's
have
right.
no interest in being anywhere remotely close to him while
Why
he is
not?
high on ayahuasca.
We go down to Costa Rica. We go down to Costa Rica.
Zen.
I have a nice little retreat. Morgan Hoffman is in a connection to Morgan Hoffman, golfer, who's started to really kind of get into that stuff, and we could potentially do something really fun down there. I don't know. Maybe that's after our Tennessee game. Let's see how the
Labrador.
Tennessee South Carolina game goes.
Yeah, let's give it a few years. Let's let it
Bustin
marinate.
Chops Callin Shots. We'll call it Cheech and Chong and the Kawasaki.
Yeah,
Motor
we'll just
oil.
video the whole thing.
There you go.
Yeah, that'd be. All right, before we jump into our college breakdown for the night, we're going to talk a little bit more about the Pac-12. Obviously, we talked about Colorado making the jump last week. All indications are Arizona is finalizing a deal to head to the Big 12. There's some news that the Big 10 is trying to poach some schools, particularly Washington, Cal, and Oregon. So the Pac-12 is maybe no more here very soon.
Well, my issue is Dan Lanning, the coach of Oregon. They asked him about what's the effect of Dion and Colorado leaving. He's like, well, I mean, when were they relevant in the conference? Dude, it's Deion Sanders.
Yep.
They could they could win 3 games and they're going to bring in more revenue than you. Like, people want to watch prom. They don't want to watch Dan Lanning in the 48 different uniforms of Oregon. So I thought that comment was out of bounds. But Washington and Oregon, they're as good as gone. And I think in the next 2 weeks, you're going to see Florida State and Clemson either commit to the SEC or the Big Ten. You're going to end up with 3 super conferences. That's what it's going to be, which is a little odd because I don't like the odd number. I think it should be 4 super conferences. But the Pac-12 has gotten it so wrong, and the ACC's broke that they're kind of pigeonholed now.
Yeah. And your question last week about what is the end game for the Big 12. So this week we've gotten a little more clarity around that. The Big 12 is looking to expansion. So with their ESPN deal, they can go up to 16 teams, and the agreement is that each team would get $31.7 million in share for the TV deal. The Big 12, and well, ESPN prefers them to stay at 14, of course, because, ESPN's bleeding money. They don't want to pay the extra for 2 more teams. But the Big 12 can go up to 16 teams. Right now, their goal is to at least get to 14 teams. So that is where they're at right now. Obviously, they're going to lose Texas and Oklahoma. They do add 4 new teams this year. They're going to add Colorado next year. So they're getting close there. But their goal is to be at least 14 up to 16 with the current deal that they have with ESPN.
And how many teams do they have right now?
Right now, they have 10 with Texas and Oklahoma. So you lose them, you add the 4. Yeah. So you add 14, so 12 is what they would be at when Texas and Oklahoma leave. Colorado joins next year, so that has them at 13. So they can potentially add 3 more total teams. Arizona looks like it's all but done.
Which, if Arizona goes, Arizona State's going to follow. And then who's the third one they're looking at?
UConn and Utah are the 2. So basically, the Big 12 has put out offers to all these teams, and it's up to them, and time is of the essence of who takes the deals and who moves to the Big 12. But they have the potential to go up to 16. So if Utah, Arizona, and Arizona State all come in and say, hey, we're in, then that would take them up to the 16 spot next season when Colorado comes in.
So are they at least going to switch the name to the Big 16? Because this Big 12, Big 10, and that's not how many teams in the conference really confuses the heck out of me.
Yeah, I know. But a lot of things confuse you, so it's not
I'm easily confused.
AJ,
no more Pac-12. What's that? How's that make you feel?
I've moved on.
You've moved on?
Yeah. I mean, growing up in Southern California, it's just not a lot of loyalty, really. I mean, I followed USC, and those were good years to follow Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush. That was a lot of fun to kind of watch that, late high school, early college. But man, basketball was good. Basketball was good too. I just, it doesn't have the same. I moved out here in 2008 to Tennessee, and being in SEC country, it just,
whole different vibe.
It's a whole different vibe. It doesn't have the same effect, as it did growing up, in Southern Cal. So, hate to see it. It was fun to watch growing up, and things like the Rose Bowl and seeing Oregon do what they did, and even Washington State. That rivalry was really fun to watch growing up, but it's just
when
a different phase of my life, boys.
When Arizona State had the run with Jake the Snake Plummer.
Arizona State, yeah, that was always cool to watch as well. We got to go down to Arizona State and do a flag football competition down there. It's a cool campus, and I just I don't know, bittersweet. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, but I don't think twice about it now. SEC through and through now. So,
And so the issue with the Pac-12 getting a little more information with this is I think the teams in the Pac-12 were willing to stay and work on a new TV deal. The deal that came out, though, was going to be $19 million profit share per team, and then it was going to be primarily streamed on Apple. Kind of like all MLS soccer now has all gone to Apple. Yep. You have to pay to watch MLS soccer all on Apple. There were going to be a few games here and there that were televised, nationally broadcasted, but everything was going to go to Apple, and the schools were not comfortable with that. For good reason. I get that. You want a national audience. You don't want to pin yourself into just Apple. And I think you're going to start to see some of the issues with TV contracts like that. Apple, great company, huge, but if we're going to be proprietary and just having these go to streaming services, the national broadcast games are really what a lot of these schools are looking for. So obviously that has been the big sticking
ABC,
factor for the
Fox,
CBS. Yeah, this has been the big sticking factor for the Pac-12. And obviously looking at Arizona's situation, you get a $19 million offer for Apple, and really Arizona wasn't going to get a nationally broadcasted game. You come over to the Big 12, you're going to get $31.7 million profit share, and you're going to get some nationally televised game. It's a no-brainer for these teams. The Pac-12 has not made this attractive to keep this conference alive. So I'm not surprised these teams are getting out of there.
100%.
All right.
100%.
We're going to jump into our college breakdown. We're going to look at the ACC tonight, break this one down. John just talked about it a little bit ago. With the Pac-12 going away, I don't know how much life the ACC has left. I think they're out of money. John, I know you ran for commissioner. That didn't go well. Are you in the running for that again this year?
No, we're like
Where
Chris
can we vote?
Christie, all talk and no votes.
Oh, God. That was a good one. All right. So
we're just really loud like him. It's like, man, you're the most vocal guy with 2% I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into this. So the ACC is going to be a little different this year. Last year, they had the Atlantic and the Coastal. Now it will be all one conference. There will be no divisions within the conference. So obviously last year, Clemson and Florida State were the two classes of this thing. Clemson finished 11-3, Florida State 10-3, Clemson 8-0 in the conference, Florida State 5-3. And then you had North Carolina and the Coastal. They were the class of that, with Duke and Pittsburgh both close behind. So how do we see this one unfolding? I have here returning starters if we want to just go down the line and look at it.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so Boston College will return 13 starters, 8 on offense, 5 on defense. Clemson is returning 15 starters, 7 offensive, 8 defensive. Duke returning the most in the conference, 17 starters, 9 offensive starters, and 8 defensive. Florida State's going to return 8 and 8, so 16 total, 8 on offense, 8 on defense. Georgia Tech, not very good, returning 11, 5 on offense, 6 on defense. Louisville is tied with Virginia for the least returns. They're going to return only 3 on offense, 6 on defense. Miami returning 12 starters, 5 offensively, 7 defensively. North Carolina actually returning a good core there, 6 offense, 8 defense. NC State and Pitt both only returning 11. Syracuse is returning 13 starters, 5 on offense, 8 on defense. We talked a little bit about Virginia, only 3 on offense, 6 on defense. And then Virginia Tech, 11 starters, 6 offensively, 5 defense, and Wake Forest rounds it out 5 and 5 with a total of 10. Obviously, they lose their quarterback, which is going to be a huge loss for them. So they're going to struggle.
Yeah, it's really, and just to follow up on your previous point, the ACC's done.
It's
done, which is sad because growing up as a kid, I still think that's the best conference college basketball tournament ever, right?
Yeah.
But look, it's a 2-team race. It's Florida State and Clemson. Florida State finished 11th in the AP poll last year. They start the preseason at number 7, like you touched on, 6 offensive, 8 defensive starters, kicker, punter. They start juniors and seniors at nearly every position. Okay. And the big thing is the 3 skill guys. So Jordan Travis, the QB's back, 6'7" wide receiver, Johnny Wilson, their high number 1 receiver. He's back. Trey Benson, the running back that went for 990 yards and helped lead. Florida State led the ACC 6.4 yards per carry on the ground last year. So you got your leading quarterback, wide receiver, running back from last year, and you get 6 of your 7 top tacklers back. All right. So the only thing they're missing is safety Jamie Robinson that got drafted. So Florida State, they got a lot coming back. Now, Travis last year, ACC's highest graded offensive player, 24 tubs, 5 INTs, 3,200 yards. Okay.
Oof.
Best offensive rushing in the ACC at 214.1 yards per game. Led the ACC in scoring, and they were 16th in rushing in all of college football. Last year, 36.1 points per game. And this is always a big thing I look for, guys, especially when I'm handicapping. All 5 offensive linemen return, okay, including left tackle Robert Scott and right guard Dimitri Emmanuel, both who were all ACC. They beat Oklahoma 35-32 in that Cheez-It Bowl. And then they got some good transfers, right? So tight end Jaheim Bell comes over from South Carolina. He's going to get a lot of targets. They get all conference USA left tackle Jeremiah Byers from UTEP. He was the best offensive lineman in conference USA. You bring him over. And then they get Jared Verse, who came in last year, the transfer from Albany, 9 sacks last year for Florida State. And if he had entered the draft, he would have been a top 12 pick. So you got him. So Florida State's just got dudes, man. They got dudes.
Yeah, looking at that too. So just to touch on it, I have this pulled up where you can see returning offensive and defensive production. Florida State is returning 80% of their offensive production from last year. They're returning 94% of their defensive production. Like huge numbers for them. And you mentioned Clemson. Clemson only returning 64% of their offensive production from last year. A little higher on defense, though, 75% of their defensive production. But yeah, Florida State is just returning a great squad. You have to expect big things out of them.
No, you're absolutely right. If Florida State's going to make a run, it's got to be this year. They also get all ACC Fentrell Cypress, all ACC corner from UVA comes over. But Florida State hasn't won the ACC since 2014. If you remember, that was the first year of the college football playoffs when they had sticky crab leg finger Jameis Winston.
I do remember.
Playoffs?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, yeah, I mean, they've lost to Clemson every year since 2014. They play them early this year, September 23rd. These two teams go at it. 10th in total offense in the country, 484.2 yards. They got a tough schedule, 41st. Last year, they were 8-4 against the spread. If you took Florida State all 12 games, you were 8-4, so you made a little money there, picking at about 66% on that. So, again, it's a 2-team race, Florida State and Clemson. Now, Clemson, I'm going to be interested. You know, they switched, DJ Alagile went
Such
to
an idiot.
And Huye went to, he's a Beaver now, no pun intended. So Cabe Klubnik, what AJ? Cabe Klubnik came in, everybody was all high on him. But listen, 2 touchdowns, 3 picks, 697 yards. He replaced DJ in the ACC championship game. I mean, he showed flashes. But as a sophomore, like, if Florida State's going to get Clemson, don't you just feel like it's going to be this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think Florida State, like I said, just look at those numbers of returning production. Like, I feel like if they're going to do this thing, it's got to be this year. I think they're returning their best core that they've ever returned. You return your starting quarterback. You return just a crazy amount of defensive production. It's now or never for Florida State. Like, this is their time.
Yeah, now, look, Clemson brings back running backs Will Shipley and Phil Maffa. Obviously, they were beasts last year. And I think this is the biggest thing with Clemson, because Clemson kind of got stuck in, well, we're in the ACC and we don't really have any competition, so we can just float through. And then last year, their offense was exposed. They get Garrett Riley, the new offensive coordinator from TCU. I think that is fascinating, because if Clemson's offense, because Clemson's going to have the best defense in the ACC, and they're going to have a top 10 defense in the country.
Always.
Even though they lost Miles Murphy and KJ Henry, they still got the All-American on defense, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. His dad played for the Eagles and Redskins, if you guys don't remember, but they got all 4 offensive linemen back. They lost in the Orange Bowl 31-14 to Tennessee. Obviously, we had Tennessee in that one, and they've won the ACC 7 of the last 8 years. Last year finished 11-3, but this Garrett Riley thing, I just think that's really fascinating, because if Clemson can morph itself into an offensive team to go with that defense, that makes it very interesting. The problem for Florida State is, they got Clemson, but right off the bat, fellas, they're against LSU. Ooh. And I think LSU is a college football playoff team. I mean, look, we had LSU last year in this game. We shouldn't have lost. LSU missed like 3 extra points, 2 field goals, and a partridge in the pear tree.
It wasn't good.
I don't see Florida State beating LSU. That's just my opinion, right? Take it for what it's worth. I don't think they get them 2 years in a row. So I think that's going to be the problem for Florida State is when you're looking at the landscape, right, of college football, I think that really puts them at a disadvantage. You know what I'm saying? Because if they go out and they lose that game to LSU, I mean, their season, how do they respond? Because that game probably takes them out of the college football playoff.
Yeah. And I mean, we talked about this last year with LSU. I think Brian Kelly, first handful of games, few games there in the SEC, he was just trying to get his, like, this is a whole different ball game. Like, he was trying to get his feet under him. I mean, you could tell. I mean, if you looked at him in that game, the first game of the year, I mean, he looked like a deer in the headlights. I don't expect, and you saw this as the season went on, Brian Kelly got more and more comfortable and LSU got better and better. I expect big things out of them this year. I think Florida State's going to be really, really good. I think that's going to be a tough ask for them to beat LSU week 1. And like you mentioned, it probably does assure them, you know, they're not making the college football playoff, which is one of the things I hate so much. And they should have just went ahead and did expansion this year. Because I think you could have, I mean, looking at Florida State's schedule, it is realistic to say they could be a 1-loss team. I mean, LSU could be their only loss of the season looking at the schedule that they have. Clemson obviously going to be a tough game, but a game I think they can win. And then you run down, I mean, Virginia Tech, Syracuse, Duke, Wake Forest, I think their only other game out. They do have Florida at the end of the year, which could be a tough game, but I mean, they got North Alabama. Like, they could essentially end this season with 1 loss and miss the college football playoff, and they could be, you know, definitely one of the 4 best teams in the country. So this is tough. This is tough about the college football playoff and where it's at with only the 4 teams. I can't wait for expansion because I think it's just going to give us a better product all around. I think you're going to see these teams be able to have 1 loss or some of these even 2 losses. Like, you have some really great 2-loss teams out there that just because they're in conferences that they beat each other up every week. So this not having expansion this year could bite Florida State, and that's a shame. It is.
Yeah, I was trying to look here at the whole thing with trying to get it pulled up here. So LSU right now laying 2.5 to Florida State, minus 140 on the money line for LSU. That would definitely be my link. I think LSU is a college football playoff team. I think LSU and Tennessee are the best 2 teams in the SEC, but one's going to get left out because Georgia plays, you know, Virginia School of the Poor, Deaf, Dumb, and Blind, and your pre-K elementary school that, you know.
Yeah, and see, next year you're going to have that go away like what the ACC is this year, getting rid of divisions. You're going to have that in the SEC next year.
Yeah, I think Georgia's second toughest game is freaking Kentucky, for God's sakes. I mean, how
I think
embarrassing
we talked about their schedule. It's not.
Yeah, Florida,
not very
Ole
good.
Miss, maybe Kentucky. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. Ball State could give them a run for their money.
University of Alabama,
soft.
Birmingham, UT Martin, Ball State. Some of these
UT Martin,
things. It's like,
Ball State.
You're the back-to-back
Georgia
national
Tech.
champion. What are you doing playing freaking Tennessee Martin?
Yeah.
And they get Mizzou and Vanderbilt.
Mm-hmm. Vanderbilt.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, I don't see.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Here's the thing with the SEC, right? They want to expand. I just don't see a future of the SEC where Vanderbilt and Mizzou are part of it. So, like, I feel like those 2 teams should be looking for a new home here real quick because I do not think they remain in the SEC.
I don't see a situation where an expansion of the SEC doesn't mean we have to accept teams into the college football playoff that have 1 or 2 losses, because all these teams should theoretically have at least 1 or 2 losses.
Yep.
In this conference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they need to play better competition.
And what's it go to next year, right? The expand is it 12? I think it's 12 teams. They just skipped
playoff?
8 altogether and went straight to 12.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Well, look, it's like Clemson. You're playing Charleston Southern, Florida Atlantic. I mean, the ACC is already weak. Now, they do play South Carolina and Notre Dame, so I'll give them that. North Carolina with Drake May, he's projected to be the number 2 pick. Again, they got South Carolina right off the bat. Now, North Carolina's got a little tougher. I mean, at least they go play Minnesota. That's something. But like even North Carolina,
you dogged Minnesota like no other last year.
Yeah,
now you're like, well, at least it's
PJ
something.
Fleck has got to do away with the freaking the tie. But look, they got but like them, why are you playing Campbell? Why in God's name, if you're North Carolina, are you playing Campbell?
Well, I think so.
The Campbell Camels. I mean, just think about
that. Part of that, though, I guess I do understand the logic.
The Campbell. Hey, who y'all playing this week? Campbells.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You should just get shot just for. I mean,
I do think part of that, though, and which isn't all bad.
I mean,
is
they can be all fired up on cocaine like Lawrence Taylor the night before and be all right.
Is giving those lower teams a chance to get crushed on national television. So, I mean, it's still on national television.
They also, it makes money for them too.
It does. It makes them a ton of money.
These lower teams that get a chance to go play somebody in state, that's quite a bit of a better pedigree. Like it brings a lot of money to their university and their their budget for sure.
Yeah, these big teams pay a ton of money just to pummel them into the ground. So it's great for their schools, great for their universities. I get why they do it.
Yeah. Like Austin P wouldn't have a football program if they couldn't go.
No, if they didn't get a couple of these beat downs every year, they wouldn't.
Tennessee, they wouldn't have a football program. It wouldn't exist.
So
they couldn't afford it.
So I understand. I do understand the thought process behind it, and it's giving some of these teams and players on their teams to kind of show, kind of a bigger platform. So I do understand. I get it, but I think you should get one of those a year, right, per school. Not Georgia having 4 of them in a seat. Like you can't.
Yeah,
one or two.
One or two. Yeah.
1 or 2 max. Because I still want those schools to get that opportunity, to get that money, to keep their programs going. I still want that to happen because I think if you look at the student athlete, that's what's best for them, right? For them to have more opportunity to play collegiate sports. I understand.
The last thing we want is for less teams.
Absolutely.
Or, less colleges throughout the United States to have football programs.
Yeah, that's the last thing we want.
Everybody wants to go play football like I did when I was growing up. And you look to your, what's closest to me? Like, where can I go play? Like, where can I be competitive at least, And yeah.
So we don't want to take away those opportunities for young athletes. We want that to continue. But your Georgias, your Alabamas, you get 1 or 2 of them a year. You don't get 4 of them.
I want to see Georgia play USC. I want to see Alabama play Notre Dame. I want to see Penn State play Tennessee. Like I want to see these teams I'm okay having a 2-3 loss team in the college football playoff if they're the better team.
Yeah.
Hopefully the playoff will solve for that.
I think the expansion to 12 is going to solve a lot of that.
I thought it was only 8.
It's 12. They skipped 8, went straight to 12. So it'll be 12 teams next year. I just wish they would have done it.
When did that happen?
This year. When they decided they were going to expand it.
I thought it was 8. Are you sure?
Yeah, they got rid. I just looked it up. They skipped 8 because they just wanted. There was a thought process, and when the college football playoff started, it wasn't supposed to be 4 teams forever. It was supposed to go to 4, and then to 8, and then to 12. Well, the last negotiation they did, they were like, "It's been so long. Like, screw 8. Let's just go straight to 12," which makes sense.
Top 4 get a bye.
Yep.
5 through 12 get it on, and then they play the seeds.
Yep. So college football is always a lot of fun. I love college football.
If you got 12 teams, sorry to cut you off, 4 of them got to be SEC.
Yeah, I would probably.
Yeah.
You can't probably do more. I think 4 SEC teams is probably.
Look, the way I look at it too is like, you guys want to get paid legally.
Yeah.
Like your NFL players, like your pro, or semi-pro or whatever. we're going to add a couple more games on this schedule for you, because,
I'm sure
this
that
is
will
big time
be
now.
in the negotiating. And some of these NIL deals are insane.
Well, did you see now where NIL is starting to be accepted in high schools now? They approved it.
No.
Good Lord.
Which let me tell you something, man. I make lots of jokes, right? But I really just do joke. But that's a really bad situation. And here's the reason why. The first thing I thought of was being a girl dad. Like, it just brings out a real predator to make it too easy. I think they really need to relook at, like, you do not want to get in a situation where a high school kid can make $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 because most high school kids are going to do whatever for that money. I think you're really treading down a slope that you just don't want to go down.
Yeah.
Right. And look, we
sound like Lane Kiffin now.
Yeah. Well,
Gosh,
look, Lane Kiffin's a very smart guy, unlike Paul Feinbaum for the worldwide leader of layoffs. Like,
well, we're never going to be on ESPN, so we can just mark that one off.
But you want to know why we're not going to be on ESPN? Because we talk about sports. They don't. They
Also true.
argue about, stuff that means nothing. So, but I'm just concerned with that because that's just a really dark hole that I don't think you can get out of safely.
Yeah, I think NIL for college, like I understand that you have all these kids, yes, they're college kids. They're all adults now though. Like I get that. I understand that. I think taking NIL to the high school level is, yeah, there's some issues that can come from that for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it doesn't matter if they're in high school or if they're in college. The parents are still controlling this thing, right? Like parents are still the ones that are directing their children, giving them advice, making sure they make the right decision. Well, we would hope, right?
We hope.
Like, and that also opens up another door, right? Where it's the parents.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like,
that's why I feel like
parents are already nut jobs on the travel circuit. I don't care what travel sport you play.
Yeah, I feel like
jobs.
keeping this
basketball
with
ones are the worst. Like,
I feel like keeping it with college is the better way to go about this.
You're just, and you're giving kids something. Michael Jordan said it best. Even talking about the NBA, you're giving people money and they haven't accomplished anything yet.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the incentive?
Also true.
I mean, how many 18-year-old kids do you know making $50,000, $100,000 a year? I mean, an 18-year-old can't handle that type of money.
Not all. I mean, some of them maybe, but a very, very small percentage.
I think I just think you're going down. Listen, if we haven't learned anything, the whole situation that unfolded with that doctor from Michigan State for the Olympics, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh God, what an awful situation.
Or you're just there. But I'm saying you're making that, because that had you're opening up a box you don't want to open. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree.
Because not every money breeds evil, right? Like there's just some people that are going to prey on you got a kid in the ghetto that's a good ball player. He's never even seen a dinner at Ruth Chris. Now you're going to start giving him $300 pairs of shoes and I just think you're
slippery slope.
Yep,
for sure. I agree with that.
NC State, I think they could make some noise. They were good last year, 8-5, fell a little short of expectations. Devin Leary, he was supposed to be a Heisman hopeful. He didn't come to fruition, but they get Brennan Armstrong, the tough transfer quarterback from UVA. Cardinals of Louisville, I really got no interest in them. They got that big game against Murray State week 2, so make sure you tune in for
Murray State. Murray State scrappy
game.
Man.
Yes, in basketball, you're absolutely right. The Miami Hurricanes, they're the one that I'm most intrigued about. When's this program going to get back to the glory days? Cristobal was a player during those glory days. When is it going to get back to that?
They do get Van Dyke back, and
Van Dyke's back.
Very, very, very good. So, this may be the year. We've been waiting.
last year he didn't play well. Kind of played like a dyke.
Sorry, what?
You didn't. Just edit this part out. So 1 hour, 48 minutes, and 30 seconds. It might have been a little before. Please take that out. What the hell is wrong with you?
Just saying, that's how he played.
Do you not want any listeners left on this show? Like, we're trying to actively grow
Well, what do you
this
want me to
thing.
say? You want me to say you went out there and
murder
played?
it.
You want me to say you went out there and played like Joe Montana?
You didn't even need to make a name rhyme.
That's
Because
his
it just
name.
said he played bad.
That's his
You know what
name.
I mean?
Van
I get it,
Dyke.
but not every bright and shiny needs to be walked towards.
His
I was
name is
just
Van
stuff-
Dyke.
Just
I
let
was
it
just
go.
making sure that I didn't miss anything.
No,
Like,
you didn't.
Is there a?
I saw AJ's
term?
face, and we had the same face, which was like, "What the hell is wrong?"
I don't know what y'all are talking about. But they have, they got Miami of Ohio, Texas A&M, the big game, their biggest game on the schedule, Bethune-Cookman.
Hey,
We
watch
love
it.
We love ourselves some Bethune-Cookman.
Bethune-Cookman, yes. They
that's
got
John's favorite team to say.
Yeah,
ever.
Bethune-Cookman.
Bethune-Cookman.
It's like Sauvignon Blanc at Bethune-Cookman.
What's up with you and the Sauvignon Blanc? Like,
So
what
I
is
got to
John's
tell
favorite?
you, y'all are going to laugh.
My
but
favorite?
Yeah.
No, I'm a red wine guy.
Yeah, I'm a red wine guy too.
Prosecco. We talked about this. You love the sweeter
No,
whites. Huh?
no, I do not at all. Dry red wine
Riesling?
for me, baby.
No, that's what it was. It was Riesling.
It definitely isn't. Not a chance.
It's
Thank you, though.
Moscato.
It's not that either.
He's a Moscato / Boone's Farm Strawberry Hill kind of
Boone's
guy.
Farm. Oh.
Nah, you know what? We'll do a video for BCCS. I'll take you guys down to the wine cooler. We'll go through the wines that I have. There's none of that in there. I can promise you.
Yeah. I'll do one. We take you through the whiskeys.
Yeah, I got whiskeys downstairs in the bar too. Maybe we should do that. AJ, let's do a little like fun
All right.
walk through the bar, go through the wine and whiskey
I like
we
it.
got for all the viewers.
Listen, breaking news. You are going to laugh, but true story. God is my witness. God is good. So I had my Redskin blanket draped over the chair here, and little Aaron Dolan pulls it down to the floor and lays across it. It just gave me the look.
You have a new best friend, and it is
She
adorable.
is. She's awesome.
The fact that you call her Aaron Dolan, though, is terrifying
Come here, Dolan.
and creepy on so many levels. And I feel like we're going to get a letter for this. So looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Hey, look, if they cut her from the worldwide leader of bankruptcy, we can always hire you here for a pack of Slim Jims and $5 holla. And you can
Look,
be our
folks, this
official-
is your
So
time to
interesting.
get in on BCCS. Like, this is your football season because if John keeps going like this, we may not be in business next year. So, like, strike while the iron is hot.
Stock is low. Buy
Yes.
low.
Yeah,
Sell high.
buy low,
Buy low, sell high. I like
when
it.
they shut us down for harassment, which is probably
Rolling.
coming in the not so distant future.
Wake Forest, I think they're in a lot of trouble losing Sam Hartman. I think that's really hard to overcome. I mean, they'll beat Elon.
How
Week 2,
about
they got
the Irish?
Vanderbilt. So I think Wake's really going to struggle. I mean, they finished 3-5 last year, but Hartman got hurt.
He didn't get hurt. He had like some type of medical issue.
Pittsburgh, they keep having the Pat Narduzzi. He's did a good job there at Pitt, but they had Slovis, right, the transfer from USC at quarterback last year. They're kind of playing that same game. I think Pitt, as long as Andruzzi's there, they're always going to be I don't know how Dolan did it, but she's literally got my boxers like just dragging them around the floor right now.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I'm serious. Listen, I'm going to take a picture and we're going to put it on social.
God have mercy.
Just to
on
say,
your
I'm
soul.
not lying. I'm not a creep. I'm being serious.
No, you're definitely a creep.
Look, you can even see the Hanes. Actually, those aren't my Hanes ones. Those are my Manscaped ones. By the way, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Manscaped.
I don't think
No
you can
need to fill
say
the
that
burn with the
until
crop
there
preserver.
Until they are our sponsor.
Well,
so you're supposed to be working on that.
If we talk them up, they're going to be like, man, these guys mention us more than anybody else we have. We got to be with them.
Pray to God they only listen to that part of the show, not the rest of it.
Thank you to Glenn Farkless
Hey, there you go. That's good.
and
with you.
Zen. Yeah.
There you go.
Appreciate you guys for getting us through these episodes.
Absolutely.
Appreciate my shrink for getting me through them too with
Oh,
John's
come
bullshit. Yeah.
What else would you guys be doing if you
My
weren't
raging
hanging out with me?
anxiety, just waiting for John to say something that gets us canceled. All that stuff.
Boston College, they're going to be really, really bad. Syracuse, they finished 7-6. They're going to be really, really bad. Again, it's really a 2-team race. Jordan Travis, as he goes, Florida State's going to go. I wasn't a big Mike Norvell guy, but sometimes it takes 3 or 4 years to get a program together. And look, it's great for college football when Florida State is back in the saddle again, right? Like when Florida State's good, Miami's good, Michigan's good, Alabama's good, Tennessee's good, Penn State, Notre Dame, USC. When those teams are good, college football is a better place. Texas, which I think Texas is a dark horse. I think Ewers could make a run at the Heisman Trophy. So stay tuned for that. I'd love them. Listen, week 2, Texas plus 7.5 at Bama. I love that. So there's going to be a lot of good opportunities.
Great game last year. We were in Minnesota watching.
We were in Minnesota.
That was a hell of a game.
We were in Minnesota. I preface all that by saying, email me, John at bccsports.com. Listen, guys, preseason starts this week. We gave out the free play, 7-point teaser, Browns plus 8.5 with the under 40.5. You don't want to miss out. You email me now. I got some promos. The longer you wait, I'm sorry, you got to pay full price if you wait. You might say, oh, well, that's not fair. Look, I work really hard and there's nobody better, so it is what it is. If you want to get in for the preseason, I got something right now. I'm going to take you football to football, right? That way it keeps you on through baseball so you can see, because a lot of people, they let go of baseball. And look, we're 31 games over. In baseball, we're going to finish 45 to 50 over. We made money for people. John at bccsports.com. If you want to win, again, we just went through it. I was like 20 some games over between college and NFL. There's nobody else that can say that. Nobody. And you're not going to have this put 1 unit here, or I lost 5 in a row, so put a 30 unit play here. There's guys that do. I don't do that trash. I just pick winners. That's what I do. So John at bccsports.com if you're interested. If you're not, I don't want to hear the blues when you lose your money and sleeping on a park bench.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely sign up, folks. Help us pay our legal fees for all the stupid shit John says on this show. So,
amen. God bless and Godspeed.
Yep, absolutely. All right, you got anything else in your betting corner? Any nuggets, any tidbits? Obviously, you already gave out the free play, but do you have anything that just calls to you at the moment?
No, I think a little bit of future money on the Phillies, at 19-1 and then plus or 10-1 to win the National League. I think that's good value. You can still get Baltimore around like 18-1 to win the World Series. I think that's good value. Houston plus 750. That's a little bit of a short one, but look, Houston's going to be there, right? They're, if they get in the ALCS, very, very scary, right? So, those would be my things for football. I'm not big on football futures just because they're holding your money for 4 or 5 months, right? So, we will be having our entries for the Circa contest. I will give those out. We're going to 2 shows a week. AJ, I'll let you talk about that, but I'll be giving out my Circa plays every Thursday for the Circa Millions contest, so that I can win that contest and tell everybody adios.
Yep, and I will be back this month, so English soccer kicks off again in August. There's been a break over the summer.
We've been through soccer with you.
It's like 35 games over 500.
I know, but the day I gave them out, we were 0-4. It was like the chainsaw.
Yeah, but
massacre.
The next weekend I went 5-2. So
we didn't give it out.
Okay.
If we're a fifth,
you stopped trusting me.
Hey, get off my shirts.
But I will be giving out some soccer plays as we kick off the English season,
Dolan,
the European season. Jesus Christ. In the meantime, anything that Inter Milan plays, just take them to win, because Lionel Messi is basically playing in a league by himself at this point. So just take Miami to win everything.
That guy is going to go down as one of the top 10 athletes of all time.
Yeah, he's an absolute monster. Like the MLS, I thought MLS soccer was decent. Like European soccer is, I knew, light years ahead. It's not even close. Watching him play in the handful of games he has for Inter Miami, that he's on another planet. Like they have no answer for him at all. So just take Inter Miami to win every game for the rest of the season and to hoist the cup, and you're in good shape.
Hey, but more than anything, John at bccsports.com. Again, you don't want to you don't want to miss out from the start of football. you're going to feel real stupid. I come out the gates 8-2.
Yeah.
True.
And then starting week 1 NFL, leading up to that first weekend, we're actually going to go to 2 episodes a week. So we're going to actually put you something out on Mondays. Well, probably Tuesdays. We're going to record on Mondays, and we're going to put you out some recaps from the former week. In that case, it's going to be just college, and then some look aheads of what it looks like for NFL and college. So you're going to get 2 episodes a week, and you're going to get more content on YouTube. If you guys aren't following us on YouTube, please at BCCS Sports on YouTube. You're going to get mini episodes, you're going to get clips, you're going to get all that good stuff as well as the full episode. So keep an eye on that. We're going to get you guys up to speed so you don't miss a beat.
Yeah, we got lots of fun stuff coming for you guys. Lots of exciting things. We're going to kick this thing off. Football season, we're going to do it the right way. Tomorrow night, Hall of Fame game. I hope you all enjoy it. It's a show for us. Hope you guys had a great time. I know we did, bringing you this every week. Excited to go to 2 a week, get back in the saddle, talk about some football. But enjoy the Hall of Fame game. Football is back. Enjoy the weekend with your families. We're getting to the end of summer here, though, so fall is quickly approaching. I know all of us normal people, instead of John, is excited for fall to get here. So have a great weekend. Enjoy with your families.
I love my pumpkin spice lattes.
I know you do. Dear God.
Starbucks will see this gorgeous face every morning.
I'm sure they will. But that's it, guys. Have a great weekend. Enjoy. We'll be back with another episode for you next week. God bless, and thank you for listening. We really appreciate it.
God bless you, my winners.